let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go, let's all go, let's all go to the
My life to people I dedicate my life.
You get to go out there, talk about dying a revolutionary death because you don't have another person growing inside your body.
Anywhere there's people, there's power.
Judas and the Black Messiah.
What's really good, guys? It's your boy Spider-Man here with Daria, HEELKAIJU. We got ourselves another movie review. Welcome to Kaiju Cinematic Destruction, our movie review show for the channel. We got Judas and the Black Messiah for you. We got some words, we got some thoughts, we got some ideas about this movie right here. But before we get started, y'all know what you got to do. Go ahead and drop an elbow on that subscribe button, drop kick the like button, comment down below because we do like to hear from your Kaiju faithful. All that good stuff. All the little maintenance stuff to help with the algorithm. Make sure that y'all can find all this good content that we got for you. I know, laugh. Go ahead, laugh. But anyway, we got ourselves Judas and the Black Messiah, starring Daniel Kaluuya and Lakeith Stanfield. Some brilliant performances, but we have some. What's the word that you would say? Reservations, right?
Let's tell them what's it about first.
Okay,
and then let's get into the reservations and
all that good stuff.
All
okay,
the fun
so
stuff.
Judas and the Black Messiah takes place in 1969. Wow, all the hiccups. Why? 1969 Chicago, and it's following not Fred Hampton, even though he is the focal part of this movie.
Or
it follows.
should have been.
We're gonna say that for later. It is following Bill O'Neill, played by Lakeith Stanfield, and the way that he helped infiltrate the Black Panther Party due to the FBI's COINTELPRO program, which was meant to, for no other reason than to prevent the rise of a Black Messiah. And the current, Black Messiah at the time was Fred Hampton, because this is after the assassinations of Dr. King and Malcolm X. And it really just showed the sinister way in which the FBI targeted the Black Panthers, despite some of the good that they were doing within the neighborhood, the way they were trying to bring people together, not just Black people, but also white people, Puerto Ricans at the time, everybody in the whole city of Chicago against the very machine that was oppressing them at the time. And really that's what the focus of this movie was. It's not on Fred Hampton and his politics, but on Bill O'Neill's attempt to, reckon with his decision to work to infiltrate the Black Panther Party. Yeah. Now, I'm going to focus on the good real quick.
Okay.
The really good things about this were the performances.
Of course, yeah.
Like Daniel Kaluuya, they at the end of this movie, they spliced in some of the recordings that they had of Fred Hampton, and he nailed it. Yeah. He absolutely nailed it, from the inflection, the voice, the tone, the gravitas, and just general appearance as Fred Hampton. He was absolutely phenomenal. And the same thing for Lakeith Stanfield.
Yeah. Like, because when it cut away to the real Bill O'Neill, I thought that was still Lakeith. Yeah. I didn't realize it until wait, whoa, that is really uncanny right there.
Yeah, it's very uncanny. It's absolutely impressive the way that they cast this film. Dominic Fishbach, also another amazing performance by her while she was playing, I think the name was Amber Johnson?
Deborah Johnson, yeah.
Deborah Johnson, sorry.
Yeah, Fred Hampton's girlfriend at the time.
Yes, at the time. She did an amazing job. When we saw her in that Jamie Foxx flick earlier, I fell in love with her. I want to see. She became my David Tyree Henry of 2020. I guess that was 2020, right?
Yeah, it was 2020. Yeah.
Jesus, time is flying by.
I know.
But yeah, she became one of my more favorite newer actresses out there, and I enjoyed her in this film. Those were amazing performances by all three of these people here. Now, the issues that I have with this film are not numerous, but they're heavy.
I'm gonna have to agree. Yeah.
One of the issues that I had is the way that they shot, I want to say a good first half of this film. It never really did a good job of displaying and conveying how much time had passed, because they would frame a lot of things happening in a short sequence of time. And you're like, oh, well, this must have taken place over the course of months. And it's like, no, it feels like it's literal days.
Yeah.
Because like it's supposed to be taking place over the course of the whole of 1969, all the way to the December, I want to say 14th. No, December 4th.
4th is when they did the raid. And,
that whole raid, like towards the end of the year. And it never felt like it took place over the whole course of the year.
No, my major problem was the storytelling. This is Judas and the Black Messiah. So they mostly focused on the FBI informant and what the FBI did in order to infiltrate Fred Hampton's camp.
Yeah.
And I just think they could have did a better way of telling that story as through the eyes of Fred Hampton versus just solely focusing on the FBI informant.
Yeah.
They didn't really do a good job of doing that. Because, like you said, one half of the movie is when they were, like, doing flashbacks and stuff. And
just kind of zooming through
things. So, you know, this happened in December. This started all in the beginning of 1969 and ended in the end of 1969. It felt nothing like that, as you said. Like, no holidays, no nothing, no...
Nothing to display the passage of time. It felt like this all could have just taken place in a week, and it had just been like, okay,
and that's what it felt like. Yeah, it just felt like this is a week.
Yeah, week in the life.
Yeah, but the way that they were trying to tell it was through the year, but that's not how it came off.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, and it just... I don't know. I really wish they would have focused more on Fred Hampton and why they were so going hard to infiltrate his camp.
Yeah.
And they kind of just...
They really did.
They just kind of stuck William O'Neill in there and was like, yeah, hey, you don't want jail time for hijacking cars. Get your ass in there and get to work.
Yeah.
That basically was a movie.
So one of the biggest issues is that this is definitely one-sided storytelling.
Yeah.
On this one.
Yes.
And it felt like for, I want to say 75% of the film, they were really trying to justify the FBI's reasoning for infiltrating the Black Panthers until at the tail end they started to go like, oh, hey, by the way, we're racist. And it's like, but like the whole idea of COINTELPRO was racism.
Right.
Like it's literally like the whole idea behind it was to discredit and infiltrate
the Black Panther Party.
No, just black movements, period. It included the likes of Dr. King and Malcolm X. And like they're trying to treat this like, oh, we'll feel justified in our actions. It's like, well, bitch, y'all straight up tried to get King to commit suicide.
Yeah.
Like you pushed hard to try to get him to commit suicide to end the movement himself.
Yeah.
So like it never really felt like it held the weight of the actions and the motivations of the FBI until the tail end where it's like, oh, by the way, these are the bad guys.
No, and Fred Hampton was such an intricate part of all of this.
And it never felt like
it. It never felt like that. Like, first of all, he was 21 when this happened.
Yeah.
He was 21, and he quickly moved up the ranks in his campaign. Yeah. Like, very quickly to become a leader. Not too many 21-year-olds can do that.
I mean,
he did that.
Yeah.
And he did that, and he didn't do it in a way to where, well, yeah, I know the Black Panther Party got violent. Not everybody in the Black Panther Party, though, was violent or aggressive.
I mean, like...
But I got the movement. We got it. It probably did start out that
difficult.
way. It is difficult.
It's very complex to talk about that we can't really do in a...
No, we can't.
So.
But I'm just going to leave it at that. I might be wrong, but I'm just going to leave it at that. I do know the party was seen as aggressive and violent. And yeah, they did do that. And they showed that in the movie.
Yeah.
My only take of what I was trying to say is, as you said, he was doing good for the community. And this is in the poor part town of Chicago.
All of Chicago. Not even just the south side.
So
he went to
all
the west
of Chicago.
side, the north side.
So of course you have the African American community, the Puerto Rican community. He even did things for the Jewish community.
Not even that. He went straight to the straight up rednecks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Before him. Handled the business.
Yeah. He brought food to them. He organized bringing books for the kids. so they could have better schooling and better learning.
Try to create this cohesive.
Yeah.
He literally said the Rainbow Coalition.
Yeah, the Rainbow Coalition was his campaign.
Yeah.
So it's just the fact that they let that falter or fall through.
Or
you
just
got none of that.
Just relegated it to a singular scene, and then that was it. And it just, I mean, okay. So before we get into our scores, we're not trying to go into this looking for a history lesson.
No.
This is Hollywood sensationalism. Of course, they're not going to be going to bat that hard for a controversial revolutionary figure like Fred Hampton. We know that's not going to be the case because you're going to have to leave a lot of things on the cutting room floor, and a lot of people are going to feel some kind of way if they went back and hammered about how the FBI was working as a particular arm of the law that was trying to stop these particular movements for freedom. Like, in fact, our FBI agent character straight up said, it's like, I believe in civil rights, but I don't think that you can cheat your way to them. And that gave me pause. It's like, wait, who's cheating their way to civil rights? Like, how can you cheat your way to being seen as a full person in this country? There is no cheat code to that.
You either are a person or you aren't.
Exactly. You fight for it regardless. You fight for whatever way that you feel is right. And if that ends up being a violent insurrection, well, guess what? That's just going to have to happen.
And that's basically what it was.
Yeah.
And that's what we were doing. That's what we still do today.
Yes. But anyway, let's go ahead and jump right into our scores. Tell me what you got for this.
I gave it 2 stars. Yeah. I was so eager to watch this movie, and I was so excited for this movie. And as you said, no, I wasn't coming into this movie looking for a history lesson. I didn't want a history lesson. I could Google history lesson on Black Panther Party and all that if I wanted to. That's not why I came into this. When I came into this expecting to see the rise of Fred Hampton and to how everything got started, or how the FBI started to just focus on him and his campaign.
Yeah.
And that's not what we got at all.
Yeah.
It was just like something was missing.
Yeah.
Something was missing. Not only that, like a good middle of the movie, Fred Hampton is not even a part of anything.
Oh, God.
He's not there. He's not there.
Yeah.
And it's solely about him.
It should have been. I'm really kind of stuck right here. Because on the one hand, do I want to focus on how I felt the movie was shot and portrayed and everything? And on that point, I have a score for that. Because, as I said, Daniel Kaluuya was great. Lakeith Stanfield was great. All of them played a key role. It really made, like, whenever there was, like, focusing on characters, I really enjoyed the film when it was focusing on that. But on the other hand, I think this could have been a better movie, a much more substantial movie. And as you said, it felt like something was missing. It's like getting a meal without the seasoning. There was no seasoning in this. It was just like you were getting, like, something that had a little substance that might fill you, but you don't feel satisfied with the movie. And I wasn't satisfied with this film at all in the least. Yeah. And to be honest, I think it did too good a job of absolving the FBI for its role and how it took down the civil rights groups.
Because that's not even...
Yeah, it's alluded to, like, as I said, towards the end, where it's like, oh, you racist, and that was it. That was literally it. You never really gave, like, it never really hammered home the importance of people to realize that the FBI and local cop organizations really, were gunning for civil rights groups, regardless of if they felt that they were violent or not. Because, as I said, COINTELPRO was going after Dr. King, even when he was preaching nonviolence. Yeah. So it had nothing to do with violence or protecting the people. It was literally to stem the tide of racial harmony.
Yeah, and that's I think that was one of the biggest things in the movies that actually pissed me off. Yeah. Because it did spend much of its time trying to justify why the FBI did what they did on December 4th. Yeah. And it's like, there's no justification for that.
There was none.
Like, you basically entered his home
with guns blazing and ready to go.
With guns blazing, and they were asleep. That's it. How do you justify that?
And they even relegated it to, like, an end card where it's like, okay, here's the facts about it. They fired so many shots. Black Panther Party fired 1 shot, and, like, they murdered so many people in the home and shot so many people in the home.
Because they even killed, but they even tried to kill his girlfriend, and she was also 8 months pregnant at the time. Yeah. They even tried to kill her and didn't even want to talk about that. Yeah. And it's like, no. They brutally treated her bad, and she was 8 months pregnant.
Yeah. But because of that, I'm going to go for it too. I'm going to go for it too with that as well. I know that Fred Hampton's son, Fred Hampton Jr., was there for the consulting for some of this, and I wish him the best, because right now he's doing whatever he can to fight to save Fred Hampton's house, because I believe it's about to be demolished soon. He's got a GoFundMe up. We're going to drop that in the comments in the description.
Yeah, make sure you go over there, visit, give your support.
Yeah, if you can.
Because this is history.
Yeah,
and this is history and part of the making of Chicago.
Yes, this is very important.
And we all know, like, we used to live in Chicago, so we all know the importance to Chicago community is its history.
Yes. So as I said, it's going to be in the description below. We're going to put a card up there in the top right. Let us know what you thought about Judas and the Black Messiah. Are you ready to watch it? If you watched it, what you thought about it. Let us know down in the comments below, because we do like to hear from you, our HEELKAIJU faithful. Also, head on over to patreon.com/HEELKAIJU. We get updates on the site, the store, and the channel. You can also become a patron, help support the channel, help us make these videos for you, and also get some exclusive new content whenever we drop it. It comes to y'all first. And tell them where else they can go to support us.
Make sure you go over to HEELKAIJU.com/shop, where you can get merch.
Yeah, get some of this fabulous merch right here. Anyway, thank you guys for joining us. Hope you have a wonderful day out there, and we'll catch you on the next movie review. Deuces.
Bye.